And good evening, everybody. We welcome you live to SEM High School for live coverage of high school volleyball action on Central Nebraska's sports source, KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com. Also providing a live video stream from the SEM Gymnasium today that you can access on the Sandhills Express Facebook page and the Sandhills Express YouTube channel. As we get started, we want to start by thanking our great businesses who are bringing you today's coverage on the radio. And they include, for this SEM Twin Loop match, getting us started here tonight, your sponsors for SEM and Twin Loop. If I can get the sponsor list out in front of me. Bringing you the Twin Loop SEM match is Custer County Feeders, Twin Loop Boosters, Central Nebraska Electric, Dittmer Custom Haying, 5 Points Bank, The Main Place, Ed's Body Shop, Bowie Fertilizer, Beatty Family Farms, Stryker Tractor Service, Tubbs Pub in Sumner. Also brought to you in part by the Nebraska State Bank, Grocery Cart, Custer Federal State Bank, Arrow Seed, Rod's Body and Paint, Team Physical Therapy, Trotter Service, Mead Lumber, Shelter Insurance, Brent Custer Agent, A to Z Lawn Pro and Landscaping, Squire Septic Service of Myrna, Geared for Sports, Agland ATV, Bruning Bank, The Garden Center, Sargent Irrigation, and brought to you by Duda Plumbing. Also, we want to say thanks to our sponsors who are bringing you the live video stream tonight of tonight's matches. And for the triangular, they include Joe's Market in Loup City, Jen Smedra, CPA, Moshka's Building Center. Also, the live stream brought to you by Palmer Monument, Lyons Appliance, Agribest Feeds, Insurance of the Heartland, Grocery Cart, Broken Bow, Power Solutions, Agland ATV, BD, Culligan, Dale Moniger, and Tim Wright. Mead Lumber, Nebraska State Bank, Kristen Electric, Callaway District Hospital with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics. And we say thanks to all of those great sponsors who are bringing you today's coverage of high school volleyball action. We'll come back and get things started right after this 2-minute timeout. And we bring you back to SEM, getting ready for our opening match of this triangular. It'll be the SEM Mustangs taking on the Twin Loop Lady Wolves in match 1. Arcadia Loup City will meet Twin Loop in match 2. And the finale will be SEM against Arcadia Loup City. Here's your starters for SEM tonight. Taryn Arbuthnot, a 5'6 freshman middle hitter. Katie Ryder, 5'6 sophomore outside. Jenna Claflin, 5'11 junior. Jacelyn Hoos, a 5'6 freshman. Micah O'Neill, a 5'11 junior, and Kaylee Jackson, a 5'10 junior. Allie Rohde is the libero, a 5'4 sophomore. For Twin Loup, their starters, Alexis Mahler is the libero, a senior. The center, Elsie Otten, senior. Tara Horkey, senior. Riley Barron, senior. Madison Glidden, sophomore. Catherine Folkers, senior. And Reagan Mahler is a sophomore. Twin Loup coached by Tammy Phillips, head coach for SEM, Tammy Kenton. And we will come back with more from here at SEM after this 3.5-minute timeout. And again, we bring you back to SEM High School. Brent Apperson now joined by Larry Kottner. Well, we had some technical issues to fight through, but I think that we're on the air and we're on the live video stream. And so it's great to have you folks with us. Again, we want to say thanks to all of the great sponsors who have made our broadcast possible from here at SEM tonight. Again, we do have the live video stream going on that you can access on the SandhillsExpress.com website. Just click on live stream. You can also access it immediately by going to the Sandhills Express Facebook page, Sandhills Express YouTube channel. Larry Kottner with me. He'll help me call tonight's action and Should be a good triangular here tonight, Larry. We've got two good volleyball teams getting things started. SEM's had an outstanding season up to this point, 21-5 on the season coming in. They play Twin Loup, who is 19-8 overall. Of course, Twin Loup coming off their runner-up finish at the Mid-Nebraska Activities Conference volleyball tournament. Should be a good one to get us started.
Yeah, and quickly I'm going to say whether it's 1982 or 2022, technical difficulties are always real. But, yeah, this is the really good match to start this evening off. SEM ranked 8th in the state in Class D1. Twin Loup also in D1. They've been having a very good year, as you mentioned, coming off a runner-up trophy last weekend in the Loop, the MNAC conference, and then SEM finishing in third in a very competitive Fort Kearney conference a week ago as well. So both these teams trying to carry some momentum into next week's sub-districts.
So Twin Loup and SEM to get us started. As we mentioned, Arcadia Loup City will join the party coming up soon. They'll be in matches 2 and 3 of the night. Arcadia Loup City and Twin Loup in match 2, and then SEM and Arcadia Loup City will conclude things here tonight. So they're checking the lineups, making sure everybody is where they need to be. Alexis Mahler, the libero, will come in and play the back row. Elsie Otten will be at the service line. Twin Loup will have the serve as we are underway with volleyball action on Central Nebraska Sports Source. And the opening serve sails long and out. Service error, first point of the match to SEM. Taryn Arbuthnot, freshman, ready to serve. Jump serve on its way, and that'll be an ace. Twin Loup not able to return, and SEM goes up 2-0.
And you and I were discussing this on the way down here, that this is a very young SEM team. As good as they are, they have one senior, and she does not start.
So now going to the left side of the line to serve is Arbuthnot. Bumped up in the air by Otten, getting a swing at it. Horkey takes it down the line. That's a kill, and Twin Loup is on the board.
And we should mention that Cassidy Grant, again, not available to the Twin Loup Lady Wolves here this afternoon, and that does make a factor. And so they'll go to the outsides, maybe a little bit more on that front line.
Claire Young in to serve, grazes the top of the net, gets over though. Here's the attack by SEM, trying to take it down the line. Pass up into the net, Twin Loup not able to return, and the point goes to SEM.
Micah O'Neill, she's been tough for the last couple of years for this Lady Mustang team.
Katie Ryder is at the service line. The sophomore sends it into the net, service error, and that'll bring Twin Loup to within 1. Well, in the triangular format, it'll be best 2 out of 3 sets in every match tonight. Play to 25, win by 2, rally scoring format. Ava Bodorf into the match. Bodorf ready to serve it, puts it in play. SEM has to chase a little bit, and they will get it sent back on the third. Free ball for Twin Loup. Elsie Otten will set middle for Horkey, and that's good. Tara Horkey able to take it down the left side, and we are tied at 3. So Bodorf getting ready to serve it. Bodorf will send it on its way, and they will set middle, tipping it over and away from the block is SEM. That'll find the floor, and the point goes to the Lady Mustangs. So SEM is at the service line. Serve is on its way. Mahler on the receive. Otten will bump it up. Here's the attack by Horkey. Sends it over the block. Able to handle it SEM. Now with the swing is Mike O'Neill. Punched up in the air by Twin Loup. The attack back over. And that'll find the floor. Point Twin Loup. 4-4 is the score. For all, we get ready to break the 4-4 tie. As serving it is Horkey, and that's going to sail long and out. And the point will go to SEM. So both teams have had a little struggle early with the service game, Larry.
Yeah, both teams just missing it, trying to get it in, and just a little long.
Bodorf will set it up for Horkey, hitting out of the back row. Able to dig it in the back row is Mike O'Neill of SEM. Now the swing in the middle, and that will be out. Taking a swing was Arbuthnot. Didn't quite get it in play. And the point goes to Twin Loup.
Good idea to go to the angle, but just a little bit long on that hit.
Alexis Mahler with the serve, and that goes into the net.
Kind of wonder if there's not a little bit of nerves with this matchup.
A little bit, yeah. 6-5, SEM with the lead. We play in set number 1, best 2 out of 3 set match. Serve is on its way from Jacelyn Hoos with the attack. Twin Loup, and that is going to sail long and out. Taking the swing was Barron, but I think we've got a whistle and a touch was called.
Yeah, they were looking for it, was Twin Loup, and they were able to get the call from the down official.
Into the match and to the service line, Madison Glidden. Glidden, the sophomore, will be at the service line as we break the 6-all tie, early portion of set number 1. O'Neill on the receive, chasing after it. SEM out of system. They'll get it back over on the third. Elsie Otten will set middle for Catherine Folkers. Able to pick it up as SEM in the middle of the court. Now it's sent back. Ball on the side of Twin Loup. Outside attack for Barron, who sends it long and out. And the point goes to SEM.
Well, these two teams right now just going back and forth with each other. Neither team has really grabbed the big momentum yet.
Serve on the way from Kaylee Jackson. Chasing after it, Twin Loup, and that'll fall for an ace.
That had some action from that one that Jackson sent, as it has kind of just had some wicked English when it went across the net.
Kaylee Jackson, 5'10 junior, ready to serve it. Sends it on its way. That's going to sail long and out. Service error for SEM. Point goes to Twin Loup, and now the Lady Wolves will serve with an opportunity to tie it up. Elsie Otten sends it on its way. Pass to the front. They'll set the outside. The attack coming. That's played by Alexis Mahler. Otten chases after it. Bump set for Barron, who sets it across. Free ball. SEM, middle attack. Blocked, but out. And they also have Twin Loup in the net.
That one worked all sorts of different ways here. Both teams have been kind of going up the ladder one rung at a time, but SEM with a couple in a row here now.
Taryn Arbuthnot with the serve, handled by Alexis Mahler. Scrambling is Twin Loup, and they will not be able to return. SEM now opens up a 3-point advantage. Arbuthnot, again, just a freshman, sends it across. Alexis Mahler on the receive. Pass to Otten, who sets Folkers in the middle, and that goes into the net.
Just a little bit off of the net on that set, and when she followed through, she was wanting to come down with it and goes in and hits the top part of the net.
Arbuthnot serving again. Bumped up in the air by Otten. Stepping back to send it across is Horkey. Now the setup on the outside for SEM. Taking it down the line is Jenna Claflin for the kill.
And now SEM is moving up that ladder quickly as they have opened up this 5-point advantage.
Arbuthnot trying to keep this service run going. Floats one into the front row, picked up by Horkey. Now Folkers dug out nicely by Arbuthnot. They'll set the near side into the net. First a whistle, and we've got Twin Loup in the net.
And that is, for Twin Loup is too bad for them, because I think that hit the top of the net would have been 4 hits.
Timeout on the court. 13-7. SEM leading in the opening set. We'll be back in 30 seconds. And we bring you back to SEM. Brent Apperson, Larry Kottner with you. Good to have you along. This match number 1 of 3 that we have for you tonight. Live on KBBN, 95.3 FM, KBBN.com. Also live with the video stream tonight as well, which you can access on sandhillsexpress.com. Just click on live stream. Back to action. Arbuthnot trying to continue this service run with the swing as Horkey through the block, but covered by Arbuthnot in the back row. Now the tip across, played nicely by Elsie Otten. Folkers in the middle, rolls it across, but picked up by Jacelyn Hoos of SEM. Now Micah O'Neill with a big swing, overpass, and then O'Neill puts it away. Great play at the net by O'Neill. First the big swing. Twin Loup got it sent back, but on the overpass, O'Neill finishes off the point. Elsie Otten will set middle for Folkers. Great diving save. Folkers at the net. Sent back by O'Neill. Sent right back by Twin Loup. Now the set up for O'Neill again. The swing and the kill. Wow, great battle at the net. Folkers and O'Neill going back and forth, and O'Neill finally able to terminate the point. Taryn Arbuthnot again continuing with this service run. Twin Loup out of system. They will chase, and rolling it over the block is Horky, and that'll find the floor. So finally, Twin Loup able to save and stop, really, the service run that Arbuthnot had going.
She was able to roll off a number of points to give SEM a big lead, and now Twin Loup will have their chance.
Serve on the way. They serve O'Neill. Now O'Neill off the set, through the block, and good. She is a talent, and she's got a year left. 16-8, SEM leading here in the opening set. Serve on its way from Katie Ryder. Pass to the front. Otten sets behind her for Horky, through the block, and good. Horky able to take the attack, split the block, and find the floor. Point Twin Loup.
And we're going to see mass substitutions coming in here for Twin Loup as the libero will check in. That's Alexis Mahler. And it also looks like Miranda Olson will come in now for Twin Loup.
Ava Bondorf with the serve. Pass to the front. They'll set the outside for the attack, and that'll get down and good. Jacelyn Hoos, freshman, with the kill.
Well, you don't see very often, Brett, two freshmen starting on a team that's ranked 8th in the state. But that's the situation with the Mustangs.
Serve picked up by Bondorf. Here's the outside attack coming from Horky, and that just missed the back line. Horky trying to take it down the line, hit it just a little bit long. And now the score is 18-9 in favor of SEM.
Tara Horky was successful with that down-the-line hit earlier in this match, but came up a little long that time.
Serve on the way, bumped up toward the net. Otten now will set it for Twin Loop's Miranda Olson, who takes a swing back at it. SEM. Twin Loup with it on their side. Horky in the middle, tips it over the block, covered nicely by the Mustangs. Outside attack coming for SEM. Kept alive by Alexis Mahler, and it's going to get sent back by Elsie Otten. SEM will set middle for O'Neill. Punched up by Alexis Mahler, chasing after it, Otten. And Twin Loup again will be able to return on three. Pass at the net, kept alive for O'Neill, who gets another swing. And again, the libero Mahler there to handle. Tip back across by Horky, but right into the reaching arms of Micah O'Neill, who puts it straight to the floor.
Micah O'Neill was just relentless on that volley. She kept coming up with big hits, and finally the stuff block.
Serve from SEM, picked up by Bondorf, past to Otten, who sets middle for Reagan Mahler, hits it long and out, and now SEM closing in on set number one. A floater sent to the back row. They'll pass to the front. Otten will set it outside for Horky, through the block and good.
Well, Twin Loup needed that one just for a confidence builder to kind of stem the tide a little bit that SEM has really got going here.
20-10, Lady Mustangs leading here in the opening set. As getting ready to serve is Horky. Pass to the front. They'll set the outside. The swing coming, punched up in the air by Alexis Mahler. Now they'll set it middle for Elsie Otten, who tools the block and collects the point.
And that's huge right there. You got your setter hitting it off the block of probably the best defender for Sumner Eddyville Miller.
And with Grint now unavailable for Twin Loup, Otten getting more swings. And she makes good on that one. Here's a serve by Tara Horkey, dug out. Kept alive by SEM. Roll shot over by Arbuthnot. They'll set the outside for Reagan Mahler now, and that one sails long and out. Point SEM, and now the Mustangs 4 away from closing out set number 1.
And you really had to be appreciative of the style on that standing spike for Taryn Arbuthnot. She put that with a lot of flair.
They pass it up toward Otten, who gets a swing, and that is good. Elsie Otten with back-to-back swings that result in points for Twin Loup. 21-12, SEM leading here in the first. Again, every match tonight, best 2 out of 3 sets. We'll have Arcadia Loup City coming up in matches 2 and 3. Serve on the way, and that's going to catch the line. Alexis Mahler, an ace. SEM thought it was going to sail long, but it caught the line.
Yeah, I think they played that back line a little too far up and thought it was closer to the back line than it was.
Alexis Mahler with the serve. O'Neill on the receive. Pass to the front. They'll set middle for the attack, and that'll get down and good. Kaylee Jackson, 5'10 junior with the kill.
She kind of winds up on her hits, and when she does, she puts it with a little power.
SEM with the serve. Here's Jacelyn Hoos, sends it across. Otten on the receive. Pass to the front. Now they set Elsie in the middle. That was a touch at the net. It also landed in play. Another point and another kill for Elsie Otten. Catherine Folkers comes back in for Twin Loup to play the front row. Madison Glidden returns as well. She'll go straight to the service line. SEM leading 22-14 in the opening set. Serve on its way. Mike O'Neill will pass it to the front. SEM rolls it over the block, and it's played by Glidden. Now Folkers in the middle with the swing, kept alive, and it will be returned by SEM on the third. Otten sets it outside for Barron, punched up in the air by Jackson. Now Jackson off the return set, hits it into the net, and the point goes to Twin Loup.
Lady Mustangs didn't get the point, but you really have to appreciate the effort down low off the net and how well it was played by the freshman Taryn Arbuthnot to keep that one alive for a bit.
Served by Glidden. O'Neill on the receive. Good pass to the front. Back set. Hit into the net. And now a timeout, SEM. Twin Loup trying to fight back here in this opening set. SEM 22, Twin Loup 16. Back in 30 seconds. And we return to SEM High School, side of our triangular action here tonight. SEM, Twin Loup, Arcadia Loup City, regular season coming to an end this week. Man, Larry, the sub-district pairings will come out in the middle of this week, and it's sub-districts next week.
Isn't that something? There's going to be some tough matches for some of the area teams, but some good ones too.
Twin Loup on the serve. They'll set the outside, does SEM, tipping it over the block. Is Katie Ryder sending it back. Twin Loup, that'll find the floor. And the Lady Wolves not going without a fight here in this opening set.
Well, they were down by 10. They've cut that lead in half on a 7-2 run right now.
Glidden ready to serve it again, and it's out. So service error, and now SEM has the serve. And they are just 2 points away from closing out the set. Danielle Claflin, senior, will come in to serve for SEM. Claflin will send it across. Otten will set it up outside for Barron. Good swing, and that will be a kill. Best swing of the match to this point for Riley Barron. Point Twin Loup. SEM still leads, though, by 5.
Twin Loup doesn't always get into system, but when they do, they seem to be very effective.
The set near side, tipped over by Arbuthnot, takes it down the line, and now SEM will serve for set number 1.
Good vision by the freshman to look off the defender and find that open zone.
Serve on the way. Little floater by Arbuthnot, picked up by Horkey. Now Horkey gets up and takes the swing, returned on one hit, and Twin Loup not ready for the return as it falls to the floor, and SEM closes out the opening set. So SEM wins the first, 25-18. Back for the second after this 2.5-minute timeout. And we are back to action here at SEM, opening point of this second set. An ace served by SEM. And the Lady Mustangs take the opening point of set number 2.
And that's exactly the way SEM started this match with a ace serve.
Again, SEM coming in 21-5 overall. Twin Loup entering this match at 19-8. Another one falling to the floor that Twin Loup cannot return.
That's one of those 50-50 balls. It hit the top of the net and plopped on over and just hard to play.
Arbuthnot, little floater. Chasing after it, Otten kept it alive, and Horkey is there to return it. Now they set middle for Mike O'Neill. Look out. Wow, what a swing. Mike O'Neill with the kill, and SEM goes up 3-0.
Otten had to hustle so far over to the north end of this, or west end of this gymnasium on the court to keep that one alive, that her area was open, and O'Neill saw it.
Served by Arbuthnot, chasing after it, Elsie Otten, and it's returned by Alexis Mahler on the third. Free ball SEM. They set the outside now, and they bump it across, does SEM on the third. Otten will set middle for Folkers, who gets a swing, and that'll be a kill.
If you can get it up there high for Catherine Folkers, you know, I was down there earlier and standing next to her. I'm looking up, going, oh, I can see why with those long arms. If you get it up there high enough, she'll bring it down for you.
Elsie Otten with the serve, sails it long and out. Service error, point SEM. And the Lady Mustangs go up 4-1. To the service line is Katie Ryder. Ryder with the serve, sends it to the back row. Mahler picks it up, pass to the front. Now they set up Horky, big swing, but it's dug out by Arbuthnot in the back row. SEM, though, still not able to return, and the point goes to Twin Loup.
A little bit of a miscommunication between Katie Ryder and Jacelyn Hoos. They were talking it over. The other one thought the other one was going to get it, and just doesn't take more than a split second for that to happen.
An ace served by Claire Young, who's into the match for Twin Loup. And that'll bring the Wolves to within a point here in set number 2.
And Claire's one of those specialty players that comes in. She's a serve specialist, plus plays the back row.
And now Young not able to send it over the net. Service error. Point to SEM. Jenna Claflin at the service line. Claflin sends it across. Again, Twin Loup has to chase after it. Tipping it over is Folkers. And now SEM, miscommunication again. Not able to return it. Point Twin Loup.
Kind of a eerie resemblance to the first set. SEM scored on an ace and then built a 4-1 lead, and then Twin Loup came back, tied it at 5. Right now they're trailing 5-4 with an opportunity to tie it here at 5.
Bodorf with the serve. The setup near side for Micah O'Neill. Punched up in the air by Alexis Mahler. Now back the other way. Reagan Mahler over the block, but covered by Arbuthnot. Now O'Neill in the middle. Redirects, takes it off the block, and scores the point.
5'11" in there in that middle, and she's very agile at 5'11" as well.
O'Neill sends it across. Otten will set behind her for Horky. Block back, kept alive at the net. Joust coming. Twin Loup now trying to return, and a double hit will be called. SEM able to win the battle at the net. 7-4 the score. SEM leading in set number 2. Serve on its way, dug out by Alexis Mahler. Chasing after it is Horky, returned by Ava Bodorf. They'll set middle for Arbuthnot. Through the block and good.
And the Bodorf and Mahler each thought maybe the other one was going to go after that one, but well, that was just a nice power hit once again by O'Neill, who will step back to that service line as well, again.
Serve on the way by O'Neill, and that'll be an ace. Bodorf wasn't sure as if that was going to be in or out, and she reached out and touched it right on the back line. Point goes to SEM.
And they did correct the score on the scoreboard. It's now 9-4, and that's right.
Elsie Otten will bump set it for Tara Horky. Another good swing, but a great dig in the back row by SEM. They tip it across, and getting the kill is Jacelyn Hoos. 5'6" freshman, now 10 for SEM. Starting to pull away a little bit here in set number 2.
Impressed with this Lady Mustangs defensive end.
O'Neill, another good serve. Otten, quick set over, but there to cover the Lady Mustangs. Outside attack from Jackson. Was it in? Yes, it was. Jackson with the tip, able to find the line. And it's 11-4 SEM. Mike O'Neill serves it into the net. Service error, point Twin Loup. Tara Horky at the service line. Twin Loup trying to fight their way back into this set and back into the match. They drop set 1. The setup middle for Jackson, and that will find the floor.
The junior really with good vision up there in that middle that time. Looking it off and finding that open zone in the back middle.
Jacelyn Hoos with the serve. And that is kept alive. A great dig by Alexis Mahler, returned by Tara Horky. Now the setup middle for Arbuthnot, redirects it, chasing after it Twin Loup, and Reagan Mahler slaps it over the net SEM will set the outside for Jackson now. Through the block, punched up in the air by Horkey. They'll set it near side for Reagan Mahler. Off the block, kept alive by the libero. SEM chases and returns on the third. Chasing after it now, Twin Loop. Elsie Otten sends it back. Free ball SEM. The setup middle for Arbuthnot. Tips it over the block and finds the floor.
SEM, I tell you what's really impressive about their offensive end. They know when to dink, when to direct, and when to power hit. They've really been on target in this second set.
Jacelyn Hoos with the serve. Pass to the front. The setup for Elsie Otten, and Elsie Otten able to drive it to the floor. Boy, Elsie has had some swings tonight, and she's taken advantage of about every one.
She's been as successful as a hitter in this match as anyone for Twin Loop, and that's the setter.
Alexis Mahler at the service line. Puts it in play as they'll set it up outside for the attack, and that is going to sail long and out. Point Twin Loop. Katie Ryder with the attack. Sailed just a little bit long. And now Alexis Mahler gets ready to serve again. Mahler sends it across, and that's going to be long. Good read by the libero, Allie Rohde. Read it as it came across, realized it was going to go long, stepped away, and the point goes to SEM.
Of course, if you're looking on the video tonight, you realize, as many of the schools have in October, this is pink out night here for the SEM team.
Danielle Claflin, the senior, in to serve it for SEM, puts it in play. Here's the attack coming from Riley Barron, handled by the Mustangs. Outside attack now, down the line, and it will get down for the point. Jenna Claflin with the kill. And now SEM starting to create some distance here in set number 2, leading 15-7. As Danielle Claflin gets ready to serve it. Otten on the receive, pass to the front. Bondorf setting it up toward the net, running after it. Otten tips it over with the left hand, and then sending it into the net is Arbuthnot. Point to Twin Loop.
She was trying to try to get the Twin Loop defense off guard with that quick second hit, but just didn't have enough height on it.
Back to the service line, Madison Glidden. Into the front row, Catherine Folkers on the substitution for Twin Loop. At the net, Joust coming, tipped over by Arbuthnot. Twin Loop able to cover. Now Otten going to get a swing, and that's to the floor again. I don't know what Otten's hitting percentage would be in this match, but it's high.
But she's just an all-around good player. She's one of those that the coaches can look at and go, okay, you can set for us, and in certain situations, with a hurt player, we'll have you hit.
Glidden the serve. Pass to the front. Ryder sets the outside. The attack is good. With the kill, Jenna Claflin, 5'11" junior. And that'll send Arbuthnot back to the service line for SEM. Arbuthnot sends it across. Alexis Mahler picks it up. Otten will set the near side for Barron. They let him play on. They say it was a block at the net. SEM has it on their side. The return over the block, kept alive. Joust at the net, punched up by O'Neill, and then put to the floor by Catherine Folkers of Twin Loop.
She's got the height, but she also has good timing and got up there before anybody else had an opportunity.
Elsie Otten serving. That is an ace. And like we said in set 1, Twin Loop not going without a fight in set 2 either.
No, they're battling back here.
Otten just does clear the net. SEM digs it out, returns it on the third. Otten will set it behind her for Folkers. Middle attack, down and good.
Well, SEM's already got their 20 wins on the season. Twin Loop trying to get their 20th here right now.
Otten with the serve. They set the outside. O'Neill a swing through the block and good.
And when you need a point badly, why not go to your go-to person? And that's been Micah O'Neill so far.
Katie Ryder to the service line. Jump serve, floated across, picked up by Horkey, kept alive by Otten. The return by Folkers, but it will go long and out. Point SEM. SEM 18, Twin Loop 12. Set 2, SEM leading 1-0. Elsie Otten will set it up for Horkey, tips it over the block, and that'll get to the floor. Claire Young back to the service line for Twin Loop. SEM 18, Twin Loop 13. We play in the second. Opening set went the way of SEM. Ryder will set middle. O'Neill tips it over the block. Nice cover by Horkey. Now Horkey a swing through the block and good. Well, Tara Horkey and Elsie Otten, Larry, they've been the two top attackers for Twin Loop in this match.
Yep, they've been climbing up that hill trying to get back into this one. They're back within 4.
Here's the setup for Claflin near side. Takes it off the block, but covered nicely by Horkey. Now Folkers a swing in the middle. Blocked back by O'Neill, and it will find the floor.
How about that battle in the middle there where you got Folkers on one side, O'Neill on the other.
19-14, SEM leading here in the second set, trying to close it out in straight sets. As the serve goes into the net. Service error for the Lady Mustangs. Point Twin Loop. Alexis Mahler, the libero, will come in. Ava Bodorf is in. And checking back in is Miranda Olson for Twin Loop. But it looks like we're going to have a timeout first. We're in set 2. SEM took the first. They lead in the second, 19-15. Back in 30 seconds. And we bring it back to SEM. 19-15, Lady Mustangs leading in the second set. They took the opening set 25-18. First match of 3 that we have for you tonight on KBBN Radio, also on our live video stream, accessible through the Sandhills Express Facebook page and YouTube channel. Here's a serve by Ava Bodorf out of the timeout. SEM chasing after it. O'Neill's going to get a swing, but hits it wide and out. And the point goes to Twin Loop, who all of a sudden has climbed to within 3.
Yeah, O'Neill choosing to go with the crisscross, but again, you got a lot of room to work with, but hit it just too hard.
The setup for Jackson on the outside, and that just missed. Oh, no, touch called. Touch at the net, and the point goes to SEM.
Yep, just a light one right there at the top, and I don't think Twin Loop now just being advised of it.
Mike O'Neill to the service line.
And that's a huge swing. That would have been a 2-point game right there.
Yep, instead of 2-point lead, it's a 4-point lead for SEM. Bumping it across is Bodor. Free ball SEM. Ryder will set it outside for Jackson. Powerful swing kept alive at the net by Reagan Mahler. Returned by Olson. SEM with it on their side. Middle attack, Arbuthnot. I think we got somebody in the net, and it's going to be Twin Loop. Point SEM.
I don't know how Reagan Mahler was able to keep that one alive. That was a big swing by Jackson over on that left side.
O'Neill the serve. Pass up in toward the net, actually over the net. Jackson was there waiting for it. Takes advantage of the overpass and puts it to the floor as SEM is now 3 points away from closing out the match.
She did a great job of adjusting to that ball and putting it across.
Bumped up by Otten. The return made by Tara Horkey. Pass to the front. Arbuthnot tips it into the net. Twin Loop collects the point. We'll see if the Lady Wolves can make a run here in this second set, behind the service now of Tara Horkey, who is back at the line. Horky gives the ball a couple of slaps and sends it across. Pass up into the net. Joust hangs on the net over on SEM's side. Now it's Arbuthnot with a swing. Handled by Twin Loup. Kept alive of the net by Bondorf. Tipped over by Otten, but right into the waiting arms of Arbuthnot, who puts it to the floor. Serve on the way for the Mustangs. Hoos with the serve. Sending it back over Otten. Pass to the front. The outside attack from Ryder. Kept alive by Horky. Sent back over by Alexis Mahler. Free ball for SEM. They'll bump it up. Getting a swing again is Jackson. No, sets it across. There to cover, though, was Twin Loup. Otten in the middle. Swing. Block back. Into the net. Down to the floor. Arbuthnot with the ace block, and it's match point SEM.
Arbuthnot, of course, she's had a whole year, basically, of regular season. Does not look like a freshman out there.
Serve on the way. Bondorf sets it for Otten, rolls it across. At the net, overpass. Otten sends it back. SEM handles. Arbuthnot a swing. Punched up in the air by Horky. Tipped over by Otten. Sent back by SEM, but out. And we will play on. Match point number 2 for the Mustangs. Alexis Mahler serving. That's an ace. Match point number 3 coming up for SEM. Alexis Mahler ready to serve. On its way, pass to the front. They set it up middle for Arbuthnot. Rolls it over the block, covered by Mahler in the back row. Now Otten a swing, big swing, punched up in the air by the libero Rhodey. Jackson sends it back the other way. It's to the floor, and that's the end of the match. SEM wins it in straight sets over Twin Loup in our opening match of the night. SEM winning in the first, 25-18. They win in the second, 25-19.